Have you always wanted to buy this Ryobi cordless power washer, but you didn't like the fact that it forces you to buy proprietary attachments in order to use this? Well, stay tuned. I've got some hacks that you can do to this Ryobi power washer to make it actually useful. So I have a gas-powered and a plug-in electric power washer, but sometimes I'm just too lazy to pull out everything out of the garage just to give a quick wash to the car. So when I saw one of these cordless power washers, I thought I'd give them a try. But you know, Ryobi, DeWalt, Craftsman, Hart, and Cobalt, they all make a version of a cordless power washer. And with the power tool battery hack that I recorded earlier, and I'll link up here in the description, I could technically power any one of these with an M18 battery that I already own. So DeWalt has a proprietary quick disconnect for the inlet hose where you would attach your water hose. But on the wand side, they actually use a standard 1/4 inch quick disconnect. So you can use any one of your already existing power nozzle tips from either your gas powered washer or from your electric powered washer, or a foam cannon if you already own one of those. All right, so I ended up getting this, the Ryobi Easy Clean. And originally I had bought the 300 PSI version, but then I saw this 600 PSI version and decided this was probably the better one to get. So I returned that one, got this one. So let's see what's in the kit here. I went ahead and bought the kit to get all the accessories as a combo unit. So let's just see what you get in here. Wow, it comes in this, looks like you get this carry case. So let me pull this out of the bag here. A nice carry bag as well. This wasn't listed in the description, but that's kind of nice. You can keep it all together. So let's see what you get inside the kit. So you got your instruction manuals. You get this power brush with the proprietary Ryobi attachment. You get the battery charger. What else comes in this kit? You get the little wand attachment, a flexible wand attachment. That's kind of useful. What else you got in here? Man, this is a jigsaw puzzle to get open. You got a couple of wands. They give you two of these wands, which is nice. What else you get in here? You get a bunch of little tips, and you get I guess the best way to say it is you can put this hose in a bucket of water and then just draw water from that, so you don't necessarily have to attach it to a hose. But you get a couple of different attachments in there. You also get this shorter one, which allows you to put this on like a 2-liter bottle of water and attach that to the power washer, and that allow you to get full portability. Then you've got a couple of another nozzle attachment. Oh, you get the battery in here. And I thought there was another nozzle attachment. No, I guess that's it. So that's the battery in there. And then, of course, you get the Easy Clean washer here. Real nice. They decided to use a proprietary quick disconnect on their nozzle tip. So if you take one of your other nozzles here and you try and put it in, it just doesn't attach. Can't use the standard tips. You've got to use their proprietary tip. So that lines up when you get the two arrows lined up, and you disconnect it. So the same type of zero, won't fit. You've got to use this tip, which is fine, except they're plastic tip, which means they'll probably at some point wear out. I haven't checked the price, but I think these might be a little bit more expensive versus, you can pick these up just about anywhere, but you can only get these from Ryobi. Same with these their accessory tips. You can see you got to use the quick disconnect, and it comes right out. So even with the wand, you can put the wand in, but then on this end, it still uses their proprietary tips. So Ryobi's been promising to make a wand like this, but at the end of it, it would have just a standard 1/4 inch tip. But if you look at their website, it still says coming soon. And then just like the DeWalt, it's the same thing. This tip where you would attach your hose is also a quick disconnect, and it looks like a standard quick disconnect, but it's not. So if you were to take a standard one that you would have on your garden hose, it won't go over. It won't fit. This is also proprietary. So through the internet and Amazon, I've been able to find a way to hack it so you can use a standard quick disconnect on the inlet side. And then if on this side, I'm able to hack it so I can use these standard tips. So let's go ahead and start by getting this one to work with a quick disconnect, a standard quick disconnect. Okay, so all you need really is an adjustable wrench, and this part is really easy. So you just get the adjustable wrench on there, if I can get this adjusted properly, and you just unscrew it, and it's real easy. So take that one out, and you can see there's a little filter in there, so you want to clean that out occasionally. And then all you got to do is screw this one in, get it on good and tight, and this side goes on your hose, and now you've got a quick disconnect on this side. So that hack, really easy. We'll just leave that on there. And if you still want to use your Ryobi accessories, all you have to do is just attach this quick disconnect to this side of the hose, and then attach that to there, and you can still use your Ryobi attachments. So, you know, whatever Ryobi attachment that you want to use, that's a quick disconnect. So let's say, for instance, you want to use this particular hose, and you attach that to there, and then you attach that to the bottom. And even though it's a little clunky and you've got two quick disconnects, you can still use your other Ryobi accessories while continuing to use this quick disconnect. So you can still use all of your stuff. It's sort of what I call backward compatible. All right, now onto the wand side, it's a little bit trickier, and it only works if you have this metal shafted version of the wand. So the earlier version, the Ryobi Easy Clean, but the one that has sort of a handguard here, is only has the 300 psi. This will not work because that's a whole solid plastic molded wand. But what you need to look for is this one that has the metal, and then you can see there's a metal insert in the plastic that's threaded, and this is threaded as well. And you can see a little bit, there's some thread locker in here. So it's going to take a bit to take off, and it's the same on the nozzle side. It's threaded. So you've got a couple options. You can remove this part and then keep this wand like this. So what you would end up with is this attachment with the metal sticking out, and then you can put your quick disconnect on this side and then continue to use this. What I decided to do is remove it from this end. And so what I'm left with is just this plastic nozzle with the threaded insert. And then I'll show you a couple of other things you need to do. And then that way my quick disconnect is on this side. So again, it's the Ryobi quick disconnect to a standard 1/4 inch quick disconnect. And then you can attach whatever, you can buy an extra wand that has a quick disconnect on the end and attach that. That's real easy. And then what I'll do is preserve my ability to continue using this Ryobi tip, because it's got it's got some neat accessories that I can use with it. Is I will make this end that I remove into the quick disconnect, but the male end, and that way they would attach here. So basically all I'm doing is adding a quick disconnect in between this piece and this piece. But because it's an M10 thread, it actually makes it just a little bit more complicated. So let me go ahead and separate these two pieces and we'll pick it up. Okay, that took a little bit of work to get it separated, but what I did is I put vice grips on this side and on this side. I tried to protect this as best I could, but it was on there with quite a bit of Loctite. And so just be real careful, try not to damage it too much. I mean, because this part's not smooth, when the teeth bit into it, it crushed it just a little bit, but I don't know if there's a better way. If somebody figures out a better way, please let us know in the comments. But again, it took two vice grips and quite a bit of force just to break the Loctite. And then once it did that, it came out real good. So again, this side is an M10. And so what you need to do is get yourself an M10 by 1/4 inch adapter. So that's what I have here. And this side will just thread in. Like that. And then you get a quick disconnect, 1/4 inch quick disconnect that has a 1/4 inch on this side, and that'll fit in here. And now you have a quick disconnect that you can use with your any standard nozzle. And this side will attach to the Ryobi quick disconnect side. So now you can use a foam cannon, you can use whatever you already have with this Ryobi. So you can just sort of stop right there if you didn't want to keep using the old Ryobi stuff. So all it is again, this came with the Ryobi kit. This is an M10 to 1/4 inch adapter, and then you have the 1/4 inch quick disconnect. So I'm going to put a little bit of PFE tape on here and then just cinch this up. And then if you want to continue using this Ryobi, because it's got a nice turbo tip on it that I can use. I mean, there's no point in throwing this away. So I want to be able to adapt this in order to have one of these at the ends, so that way I can continue using this and just adapt that to that. So let me clean this up, get this all attached permanently, and then I'll show you how I worked on this part. All right, so as my friends say in German, I got that on there guten tight. So let's go work on this side. So this side, again, it's an M10 thread, and I couldn't find an M10 adapter to fit this quick disconnect. So this came with the package with these quick disconnects. So you can see that goes in there. And so what I need to figure out is how to get this attached to this. You can see it's not quite working. And unlike this side that has an M10 male end to a 1/4 inch female end, I couldn't find the opposite. I couldn't find an M10 female that would go into a 1/4 inch male. At least I couldn't find one, but if you guys do find one, please put it in the comments below. What I did find, though, is a bushing. So this is a 1/8 inch bushing by a 1/4 inch bushing. And so what that allows me to do is this side will fit in here, just like that. And that will go into this quick disconnect on this side. And then the thing is that this is pretty close. So this is the M10, and this is the 1/8 inch, and I can get about 3 or 4 turns on it. So what I could try to do is force it on here, but what I'm going to try and do is recut these threads using a 1/8 die. Now the proper way to do it is you want to just use like maybe a pipe cutter or a hacksaw and cut off these threads, and then cut new threads from, say, here, so I can get that focused, cut new threads from here as 1/8 inch and just cut a little bit, and then that way you can thread this on nicely. But I'm a little too lazy, and again, this is a hack and it's not a professional job, so I'm telling you how to do it the right way, which is, again, cut off these threads and then cut new threads going on this, smooth part of the shaft here. But I'm just going to try and recut this, just use a die, run it down, and see if it'll just move the threads just enough for me to get this on, use a little bit of PF, and then get this attached, and then put this on, and then now I'll have a quick disconnect on my Ryobi wand. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so the metal was actually really soft on this, so I was able to just get a die on there and just spin it by hand, recut these threads off real smooth. I think this aluminum's fairly soft. So let's see how well those new threads cut on there. You can see I didn't need to go all the way down, or I guess I could. But let's see if it just fits this way. So yeah, now these threads go on real nice. Let me see if I bottom out yet. If I don't bottom out, I may just cut a few more of the threads. So let me do that very carefully. There we go. All right, let me just give it a couple more turns just so I can get that to bottom out. Okay, that should do it. Yeah, okay. And so now this should thread on real nicely. Probably get a little bit of PFE tape on there and then wrench it down. And then I'll put a little bit of PFE tape on this side and then put that into this attachment, and then we should be done. All right, so there you go. That's the finished product. Again, so this was really easy. It's literally just unscrew and then screw in your quick disconnect attachment, and then just rescrew the Ryobi quick disconnect into another quick disconnect. And again, then you can continue to use your Ryobi accessories with sort of regular accessories. I can get that on there and get this Ryobi one on. So now you've got a standard quick disconnect to a Ryobi quick disconnect, and you can, again, use the different Ryobi attachments, or you can just use your standard quick disconnect attachments. On this side, a little trickier, but again, just to recap, this is the Ryobi end, and if you get the one with the metal shaft, you can remove that shaft, get a couple of different connectors, and this will allow you to use any standard quick disconnect nozzle, or anything with a 1/4 inch quick disconnect, like your foam cannons and things like that. All of that attaches to your Ryobi. And then if you want to keep using your Ryobi side, just recut the threads on this, use a bushing, and then another quick disconnect. And now you can continue to use your Ryobi accessories along with any of the other standard quick disconnect accessories. So I'll put a link to all of these products in the description below. Let's go try it out. Okay, and another quick hack is to get one of these, I don't know, what are these called? Shut-off switches, shut-off valves for your hose, and attach it on this side of your hose, and then put the quick disconnect on it. And what you've essentially done is made this, I guess the best word for it is hot swappable. So you don't have to run all the way back to your house to turn off the water. You can just turn the water on and off from here. So let me go turn on the water and show you how this works. Okay, so I just turned on the water over at the by the house, and this is, you can see there's no water coming off, but if I use this, now you can see the water's coming out, and you can turn it off. So with this quick disconnect, I can put a different attachments on, whether it's my foam cannon or the Ryobi power washer. I can just connect it to here, and then once that's connected, then I can turn this valve back on. But right now, it's just off, and so it just makes washing the car a lot easier. Okay, so you can see this car is properly dirty. It's been sitting outside for a while. Let me just look at the dirt that's on it. Look at the window, and so it's pretty caked on there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take my trusty garden hose nozzle, and I think the water pressure to my house is like 100 psi. So we're just going to try and rinse half of the car with that, and then we'll try the Ryobi, which says it's got 600 psi, and we'll go ahead and rinse the other half and see if you can see the difference. So I'm not going to do any soap, just going to try and see if I can rinse the dust off. All right, so now you'll see where the hot swappable hack comes in nice and handy. So I can just attach my regular garden hose nozzle, fits in, okay, and then turn it on, and now I'm ready to spray. So let's see. Yeah, it does not look like it's taken any of the dirt down on this side. It is properly caked on there. Right, so that doesn't look like it's doing any damage. So let's go get the Ryobi and try it out. And again, if I switch this off, I can pull this out, and again, the water comes out, turns off. So I think this is a really, really cool hack, especially if you're needing to switch nozzles off. Okay, got the Ryobi attached using the quick disconnect. So let's turn it on. And I've got it set on the turbo nozzle, so let's try that first. Oh, wow. Well, that looked like it took off quite a bit of the dirt. You can see, so on the right side was just my regular garden hose, and this side is with the turbo nozzle on the Ryobi. So let's try it with the 15 degree, see if that does a little bit better. Okay, so now it's on the 15 degree, and let's give it a try. Okay, so you can see, compared to just a regular garden hose nozzle, this Ryobi power washer definitely gets a lot of the dirt off. And I'm on the number 3, which is the highest power setting. So you can go 1 and 2. You can go 1 and 2, but they're lower power settings. So on 3, this is getting a lot of the dirt off. So it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of this car, but now, if I wanted to, I could just use any 1/4 inch fitting, quick disconnect, but I can continue to use my Ryobi products if I want. So Anyway, this is sort of my modded, hacked, whatever you want to call it, Ryobi Easy Clean. I'm even using a Milwaukee battery down here, so that's the other hack. I've got this quick disconnect with the shut-off valve here, using a standard quick disconnect, and then this quick disconnect here. So this has got like 3 or 4 different hacks in one device. Okay, so I kept going with the Easy Clean, and you can see it gets a lot of the dirt off, but not all of it. I mean, this is probably pretty caked in. I got to go over this with the sponge. But overall, not bad considering what it looked like earlier. So definitely got to get some soap on it. This is just the power washer, the Easy Clean power washer on the turbo nozzle, and then I switched over to the 15-degree nozzle just to try it out. So not too bad. What I did notice is that when I'm using this adapter with the M18 batteries, it eats through batteries. So I don't know if it's the same if you use the Ryobi batteries, but when you do this hack, you got to have some batteries on hand. I had to switch to this 3-amp battery, which, as you saw from my earlier video, it doesn't fit underneath that waterproof cover. Only the 2-amp XC batteries will fit. But it went through that XC before I could, I think I did about half the car. So you at least need another battery. This 3-amp helped me finish the rest of the car. So that particular hack, I'd say, I don't know, depending on how long the regular Ryobi battery. I think with the regular Ryobi battery, given the volume inside the cover, you can probably get a 4 or 5-amp battery in there, and that may last you a while. But again, this car was super dirty, so I was spending a lot of time rinsing. And so maybe if your car wasn't quite as dirty, a 2-amp might be able to get you better results, last a little bit longer. But it took me about 2 or 3 batteries just to get through this one car. But anyway, I think this is a pretty good tool. Again, I think given the amount of dirt that's on this one, I may roll out the electric power washer to get this one really clean. But, for just some quick washes before you go to your show and shine car, get that Ryobi cordless out, and you can get a quick wash before you head out for a nice Sunday drive.
If you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and to the newsletter using the links below. We'll share more tool buying tips, classic car and classic motorcycle project finds, some motorsport news, and maybe a wrenching tip or two.